Okay, so 2 big Champions League matches and Ebaswa Enya Semketwa and then Barcelona and Dortmund game, no Barca for already Aquakodru air signal do na wa enra omuye training from these pictures HSampa Omonia Bre to make sure they qualify to the semi-finals. Omo winning first leg 4-0 our Luis companions, meaning say a very huge advantage and a Barca cry over the corner. And then say they are trying to repeat something. Benfica no, by winning against them 3 times in the Champions League. I'm sure in the group phase, the famous 5-4, Rafinha last goal, no? I'm sure on knockout stage, Barcelona show me 1-0 or they lose, and I'm sure 3-1 were companions. This time round, I'm only Dortmund. Don't forget, I'm sure group phase, I'm sure Dortmund 3-2, our signal. I'm sure knockout 4-0, and I'm sure call looking for the 10. So I just ampa Obania Brivan from the pictures of Enra on my rival to even training. They look very poised, disciplined, and then still motivation and positivity will come better and say, Omania going into this game. Yes, they struggled during the weekend, but they did the most important thing by winning against Leganes. Now they are coming to face Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. Before we get deeper, Ebi Amakamai's game no on join here. Onye convinced, but tieniye game no emankrofo sikari o me say we kululu bi anim omo wo mu na me pese ko mu di adanse manhu menje taku menje peso anti so obi dadao ana obi chate wo ncha mesra nyamea because ebi no wo ha owia no say wo nyamea mesra wo nyamea menje 1 cedi menje 10 pesos join me WhatsApp group no free na mencheo free na wonsu bobi na start nya sika link no eda me profile na say o de bo profile no so say na hwa ase obon say ATTP game link no for answer boss the top right corner 3 dots no o don answer boss wa na fe wa bo open browser automatically wa be ka WhatsApp group no ho na also match the game no group no yema na me chat wom nti nya abotre no obi an nada e won chen. Now Barcelona has been strong throughout the entire season, and o form goals on La Liga nim o performance on leading the La Liga by 4 points, 70 points, and Omukuta 4 points guard on Real Madrid, and then in the finals of the Copa del Rey, plus the excellent performance on in the Champions League. It tells you say they need to stay disciplined and do the needful, because they know say even looking at the first leg against Dortmund, everything should go. It was the first leg that Barcelona dominated throughout the entire game. It wasn't just a 4-0, but it was a game that, look, under 1 minute, Barcelona created their first chance against Dortmund. In fact, on the 6th minute, and Abeka Alami Yama Debo before Rami by Sibani home, or bought Nike, and we saw a boss shot to be a call, and then born say 14th minute. Robert Lewandowski shooting be Emma Gregor Kobel corner classic save that was to still keep Dortmund in the game. But 24 minutes Barcelona took the lead. Kubasi almost scored and Abekaya Rafinha and then the 9 Ekan ball at 2 at them. After VAR review, the goal was given to Rafinha, and that was Rafinha's 12 goal leading Champions League. You know? After that, Robert Lewandowski scored, and Lewandowski shared 2. No, in fact, the first was the header assisted by Rafinha, and then the second was another passer, and it was Ezeki very well. And then when him say against his former side, that is where it all started. Europe, and then he's back to signal Iduna. They say we need to share 29 goals to the Dortmund. And the meaning say, as I say, of course, no more DB Pokal Bundesliga. Even though they couldn't win the Champions League, he's had them the most. Was shown 29 goals in 28 matches. When him say Champions League, Lewandowski was 11 goals, and not just the 11 overall this season. 40 goals now, so he is on fire. Said the Hansi Flick, I can say. Abrantini keep it very well when it comes to the body, in the physique, in the health, just like Cristiano Ronaldo. Telling you, said that's why he's still giving an excellent performance here. And Jansen Ketwano. And you Robert Lewandowski in Kwa. When him say Lamina scored the 4th goal, meaning say Barcelona attacking trial, no, or and a year Jumano in the first leg. And then it is highly possible. So Mumi and say you know best started because these 3 players, you know, even in the La Liga, Hansi Flick showed say yes, some changes be obvious. In Abrante and Alex Badu, who is injured. So João Martin is going to face the Westfalen Stadium, the Yellow Wall, a very tough atmosphere. But for a player who will be playing the next best 6 matches in the absence of Alex Badu, you know, tells you say he needs this kind of experience. Aside, you know, people are concerned Mundo Deportivo Barca fans about Inigo Martinez list of yellow cards said if he plays and he gets yellow card, the crucial game potentially against Inter, he may miss the first leg should Inter also qualify, just as Barcelona. Now, say on Messi a big blow, so AB Arau will come in. Looking at the scoreline, the 4-0 is giving Barcelona that luxury of air options to go for Arau, whoever that be, because as if like, aside being in the league top, Copa del Rey is eyeing for treble. So their Chinese treble, he's approaching every game with all seriousness. That is the reason why in the Leganese game, we are rotating that match. Even though Frankie Dion started from bench and then Abrante and the other Eric Garcia started here, but he came from bench and Obabe Bobi, meaning say imagine how you 2 match rotation, what would have been the case. Now, Barcelona are going to this game. I think they are going to approach this game with all sort of seriousness, and they look too strong from defense. The story of Chelsea in the inspire will be even in the news conference in Central for Busano say Abrante and the other way Chelsea, say no better describe this season way because a player near him so Beba Barca, but with the injury of Ter Stegen in that Penya prior, they brought him out of retirement. Also no beach and Onyako. He came to Spain. In fact, at the time of his retired, ni age Spanish crowd on it. Could you believe? Sir, about Barcelona, 22 games in here, he's not lost a single game. And that is the incredible story of Szczesny or Barca post. Into a demois, it is either a win or draw for FC Barcelona or one. Now, aside, when you look at the midfield, definitely Frankie Dion is going to play. Abrante and the other Pedri is going to play. Good news is that Dani Olmo is back for Barcelona. But aside Olmo now, or back, it looks as if say because after all returning into the options of Fermin Lopez, looking at the way he's playing in recent times, he's going to start. Maybe Gavi is an option, and then Ebi Obenya Kakrabo. Similar attack. I don't think Barcelona is going to change from Lamine, Rafinha, and Lewandowski. Even though Ferran Torres is doing well, but I think Ferran Torres must still come from the bench. Now, when they play this team, they look strong to make sure say even possibly Ometimia against Dortmund. With no disrespect, because I've seen Dortmund this season. Even league in him, they still show their vulnerability in their Classica against Bayern. They conceded 2 goals. They drew 2-2. And Mohamed has the 8th position on the Bundesliga table. And aside, when you look at the depth, the players that they have, from Kobel to our defenders, Vandermeer Otan, plus Emre Can. In the first leg, they couldn't control Lewandowski. They couldn't deal with Rami Benzibani, with Abrante and Diade Lamine Yamal. On the other side, Ryanson couldn't deal with Rafinha. Mayfield, the same thing. Ocon, Abrante and Diade Karim Adeyemi. They couldn't hold Frankie de Jong, any Pedri, Fermin Lopez. So I expect Team and Diade Barcelona say this game Nankasano on best side are winning this game. Yes, Dortmund. Dortmund may love to make sure say come back to me and put you surprise, but I don't think that is going to be the case. I think Barcelona still looks strong. I believe that Barcelona best set team winning game way at the account. After that game, there's another one. PSG against Villa. Now, first leg, 3-1. Now, interestingly, after PSG winning first leg 3-1, yes, they considered first. Post-match, and United Emirates, he believes. So I'm also winning the return leg. Meaning, sir, to him, a 2 goals margin, and there is still a possibility, there is still the chance go be both here. So I'm also betting me Paris and PSG was Barcelona 4-0, Barca 6-1. But this is a different PSG team. Look, so what PSG this season now, what did league area that Coupe de France or finals against Stade Run. It tells you one thing, said the only concentration and the focus is the Champions League. And looking at how strong they've been this season, in fact, in the recent Champions League games, 10 goals aggregate against Stade Brestois, and then Liverpool, even eliminating Liverpool, England. No one said travel back to England. About Villa, yes, you cannot disrespect Villa because with the coach, with the form, and then recent training against us, Southampton as league, fighting to play another Champions League. Any idea? Tells you Sampa with Asensio, Rashford, John McGinn, Uli Tielemans, Marcus Rashford, Ole Watkins, Morgan Rogers, quality materials are to be ahead on any opponent. But PSG lose strong with Unai Emery. Dembele can say they're not going to change the way they play because they believe they are coming here to win. And it tells you one thing, say their main guy, the guy who's been outstanding, scintillating, superb, and phenomenal this season, he embodies the way PSG plays and he set it. Now from PSG, from goalkeeper Donnarumma, and then look at the form of Hakimi, Nuno Mendes. In fact, in the first leg, Marquinhos, because of accumulated yellow cards, couldn't play. So about Lucas Berardo, the 21-year-old Brazilian, and our partner with William Pacho. Now Marquinhos, the experienced Brazilian captain, is back on the SMB captain this team. And then in midfield, the João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz, you know, always the understanding, telepathy, cohesion, any rotation among the midfield, you know. Even Liverpool midfield couldn't stand. How much more Villa? And they showed in the first leg. They really dominated them. They showed them, said this season they are on form and they are strong. And in the attack, talk of the fearsome four. And then there's a Due Krababe to Bakola on the left. And there's a Due the scintillating and outstanding goal that he scored. Plus Kivicha Kvaratskhelia and go no movement, dribbles, Dembele form. And he would love to score. And even if Bakola comes from there, Zaire America just said be PSG for baby or Madrid here. And be a win the they won't disappoint. I think PSG West will be a draw in this very game. So these are the two games are Barcelona.